Yeah, listen, I've been with Sam Tripoli. I'm doing the Conspiracy Social Club. It's so fun.
Which I love.
Everything's a conspiracy. Well, he thought of it.
But you like debunk it.
I do.
Right?
Well, Shab called me up and said, I got it. I got this idea.
Yeah.
You're going to, Tripoli's going to hit you with conspiracy theories and you're going to debunk. The problem is it's when you're arguing conspiracy.
Hey, I love Sam. He's the only. I want people to know he's
Sam.
The only guy. My idea for the show. You know, a lot of comics like I just can't right now with you guys. Can't right now. Yeah. Sam's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah.
He stepped the
This is what we're gonna do.
I love him.
Respect
He's the best. We owe Sam.
And then and so but the problem with Sam is that if you go, but Sam, I can Google that that's not true. He goes, Google's bullshit. Well, where do I go?
He used like DuckDuckGo.
What's that?
But it's like a conspiracy where they can't track your shit, I guess. But everything to Sam's a conspiracy. Like if you show up eating M&Ms, like, you eat blue M&Ms? Yeah. He's like, you don't know about those? You're like, no. He's like, Bush, man.
Actually, I have a
really,
but conspiracy theorists. What it comes down to is this: I believe most of the shit that goes on is due to incompetence, ambition, stupidity, miscalculation.
Okay.
Right. And I don't think anybody has enough power to control all the strengths because there are just too many competing interests, even within an administration.
Yeah.
But conspiracy theorists believe that people are way more organized than I do.
Correct.
They believe that people are, number one, the people at the top are evil.
Yep.
They're all evil. And they're really well organized. And they are interested mainly in evil outcomes or at least control.
And all of them. And they all talk. That's what they think. They all communicate.
And
I think it's like a secret society. Like a secret society.
Yeah, but to your point, I think the problem, like conspiracy, there's like they almost give too much credit to the government stuff because they make mistakes, man.
A lot.
They make a ton of mistakes.
Look at Cuomo. Look at the miscalculation. You were saying
miscalculation.
He killed a lot of people, but it's like, yes, I know. I don't think that was a political.
That's not his agenda. No, because he didn't get recalled now.
No, he's fucked.
He's super. Dude, he hit it.
Gavin Newsom, who kept us shut down. There's a recall going on.
I know
he's fucked. They don't want that.
No,
there wasn't some big plan to do all this. They just at the time they thought in their head that was the right move, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a conspiracy."
Yeah.
So they think there's something behind it.
They owe everything.
Yeah,
like conspiracy. I think it's funner than the truth. Like, did you watch that on Netflix? We talked about this, Little Cat, the Cecil Hotel one.
Yeah.
So have you seen the video of that weird girl in the hotel?
I saw it. She was obviously mentally disturbed. She climbed in
clearly,
and she died.
But how much fun? Like obviously the Cecil Hotel has a history. People died there.
That guy who was
that guy
morbid.
I know who lost his career. I know, poor guy.
Wait, what happened?
That poor guy.
There was a musician who he's like a dark musician. Think Marilyn Manson times 10. Like he's really not as talented. He's really dark. Like super,
like me dark?
No, I mean like dark, like inside. He's Mexican, but he
he
talks
also
about
seemed
death
like
and killing.
He seemed like he's a guy who's
like an artist.
Yeah, he's not a.
And so he was at the hotel a year prior. And all the conspiracy theorists were like, he stayed there. He was there at the same time. So they bombard his page, everything he does.
Really?
Like you killed her and all this stuff. He's like, holy shit. He's like, dude, I have passports. I have studio documentaries that say I was here when she was killed. I was there a year ago.
Oh, so they blamed it on that.
It ruined his career. He doesn't do music
because it sounds better.
He got cyberbullied.
The conspiracy theory.
But even the cops are like, man, I know like all these conspiracies, like, but you're not cops. Like, there's information that we can't leak to you that we have, that we know.
You're a web sleuth.
Yes.
A web sleuth.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And First of all, you got to get a job.
Yeah, how do you get paid? And they talk to this YouTuber who's balls deep in the Cecil Hotel, and he's like, from my calculations, like, well, you're not a detective, dude.
And the cop said that. The cop said, there are things we don't release for the family's sake.
Yeah.
We don't want to tell you.
She had horrible mental issues, and her sister told the detective.
She was on a lot of meds.
Yeah, but for bipolar. Her sister goes, she's had these issues before these episodes where she goes crazy, thinks somebody's trying to kill her, and they're like, oh, that's what was going on there because she didn't have her medication. She's doing the shit in the elevator, and then she thinks someone's trying to kill her, tries to escape into the water fucking thing, and then goes inside there and dies.
Yeah, why don't people listen to her family then?
The problem,
it's not fun.
Exactly.
That's not interesting.
But the problem with believing in conspiracies like that or in the fun thing is that you're missing the actual threat.
Yep.
You know, the real threat we're facing, I think, in this country is this polarization between MAGAville and Wokeville, and you know, the media makes a lot of money keeping those divisions, keeping those two groups, those two villes fighting.
But they're both extreme. But I think the majority of people are in the middle.
Yes,
But
they're in the
left
middle.
and right, the loudest, and the left and the right make the headlines, and left and right are on social media.
True.
And you can purify your echo chamber too.
99% of people are in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
We're watching.
I might be a Democrat, I might be a Republican, but I'm not them, or I'm not them.
Or how about this? I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm a centrist, depending on the issue. Give me the
Yes.
issue.
Yep.
What the fuck? I'm not
can't-
choosing
yeah,
a team.
yeah.
Yeah, you
True,
can't do that,
It's
can
too
you?
complicated.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
I see what you're
Let me be responsive to the evidence. You know, that's what I think is the big worry. I really do.
But do you
and I think
think-
that the media, some elements of the media, are ideologically aligned to the far left because of the way they've been educated, and you have the reaction on the other side.
Yes.
And if you start playing identity politics, I don't want to break people into groups. I don't like this talk. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think it serves any.
It
of
doesn't move us in the
It'll
right
push
direction.
people into groups like
Yeah.
in prison yards.
Yes.
You got to join the White Aryans or the Black Brotherhood or the fucking.
Yeah.
You have to survive. If you want to make the United States a fucking, is the United States a fucking painting? Is this, if you want to study, if you're that obsessed with color, go to art school. I don't want to talk about color. I want to talk about potential and merits and who's the best person for the job.
Yeah, it's scary.
Fuck, I got to run for I can't.
You thought about it?
Hey, give it a shot.
I mean, I got.
I feel like you could. How about we start off
you were going to
with?
say something though.
How about governor? I feel like you could beat Newsom.
Yeah, I don't have his.
Hey, you know what? You know what's so funny? I
know.
Hey,
Hey,
Nah, just be honest.
hey, you next to Newsom?
I know.
Well, you look like a weathered worm.
Wait, what the worm?
fuck.
You look like Pickle Rick who got caught in the heat.
Hey man,
Hey, man.
who got caught in the heat and a weathered worm. I come back to my home, and not 20 minutes go by. I'm not called a weathered worm. A fucking weathered worm.
Next to
and
Newsom.
Pickled
Next to
heat
Newsom.
in the heat.
Yeah, the heat.
He's only saying next to Newsom. He's only saying next to
No, next to
I'll
Newsom
never be
makes
the
me look
same.
like a turd with eyes. He's such a good-looking dude, but bad.
Brian Weathered Worm Callen. Dude, every time he comes up with a nickname, I sell shirts.
Yeah, you can have those.
My podcast with Steve Byrne, I call it Big and Hungry.
I saw that,
I know, that's
dude.
great. So I get this from Brendan. Like, I'm excited. Steve's fucking hilarious and it's great.
Yeah.
And
I love
it drops every Monday. It's all good. But
Monday on YouTube and Apple.
yeah, all over. And,
You replace me with an Asian guy, replace you two black.
He goes like this. Yeah.
Whatever.
He goes.
Minorities in.
I get a text from him. He always he goes, hey, first of all, your fucking backdrop. What is this? And second of all, there's nothing big and hungry about a skinny Asian guy and a skinny white guy. What the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I went like, my girlfriend was there, and I went like this. I go, She goes, what's the matter? I go, nothing. No, I was in a sour mood because you were kind of right.
Yeah. I went, Brian, are you big or hungry? He goes, no. I went, is Steve big or hungry? He goes, no. I go, why is it called big and hungry?
I'm thin and moderate.
Yeah,
Thin and moderate.
How you not play on
malnourished.
old white guy in Asia?
Wait, so why
A weathered
big
worm.
and hungry then?
Fuck, that made me cry. Huh? Why big and hungry? Because
No.
my heart. Because my heart.
It's nothing.
My heart's big and hungry.
Well, because you always have an explanation, and I'm always ready
Welcome
for
to
it.
Brian Marketing 101.
Yeah.
It just sound cool. B&H.
You know what? It's just
DNH,
not,
baby.
B&H.
It sounded.
it's just not in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's not in your wheelhouse. You have so many skills when it comes to marketing. It's like,
not good at-
but no.
Bad at self-promotion,
Call
bad
your
at marketing.
boy.
I know, I got to call you.
But back to Sam and conspiracies, like where it gets dicey is some conspiracies I get and I'm in on.
Yeah.
Like I'll talk to Sam and Eddie like via group text, and some of them they'll tell you like, hey, I can get with that. Like JFK, 100% conspiracy, 110%
Yeah.
mafia induced, and then September 11th, kind of edging on the conspiracy a little bit there.
Read Lawrence Wright's book, The Looming Tower, though. He does such
breaks
an
it down?
Oh, I mean, there's a paper trail. There's a CIA trail. There's a Department of Defense trail. There's an army. There's a trail to this. There was a history of these suicide bombers by a group called Al Qaeda, which means the base in Arabic. Where's my camera?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta read those books and you'll go, again, it's like the CIA didn't bomb the United States.
But this is where I'm at with conspiracy. It's like, if I hear that, it's like, all right, I'll read that. Yeah, and it can change my mind. Like, I'm not like Sam and Eddie where I'm like, no, fuck, that guy's in on it. That Arthur's in it. I'm like, nah, man. All right, I'll read that.
But it is fun to believe.
Yeah, especially with Tower 7. I mean,
somebody gets dicey, yeah.
Yeah, again,
Then Osama had the contract.
So wait, you don't think it's a conspiracy?
No, not at all. But I've interviewed a lot of full-time conspiracy theorists, like the guy who believes in flat Earth.
How?
Now he's my age,
and that's so sad. Does he have kids?
I believe so.
Oh,
and then there was a guy who's a chemtrail guy. And what's very interesting is that if you're going to talk about chemtrails, or if you're going to talk about flat Earth, you might want to have a background in some kind of a scientific discipline.
Even engineering would be cool.
Whatever. I'll take whatever you got.
Chemical engineering?
Give me anything.
Whatever.
How about geology? How about astrophysics? I'll take it.
Whatever.
I'll take if you took a couple classes.
Astrology?
Anything? Sure. And what I get is I go, now, what's your educational background? And immediately go, well, if you're going to ask me if I have a paper from some bullshit institution. And I'm like, okay, so there we are.
There you go.
So you've done your own. You are a web sleuth.
Yeah.
But then
where do these
And they
people get
all
off,
say this.
though?
They all start with this. They all say, I didn't start as a conspiracy theorist. I didn't start believing in this, but I started looking into it. And then
that means you were educated by the internet.
Confirm your bias.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
But
you get in the cut.
You're on your heels, though. You're on your heels once they go, I didn't get a bullshit degree from you talking about that institution. It's like, you mean college, dude?
No.
And then you're just like, all right.
Well, what happens also, though, is if you have a guy who's a full-time flat earther, they have a lot of information. Yeah. They're going to hit you with 1,000 things. I don't work on flat Earth because don't believe it. See? Well, because science and other things. And so you're not a scientist, so you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to mount some defense when they say, have you ever seen a satellite with your own eyes? Have you ever seen, and you're like, oh, I don't know.
But that's what they
about
do.
Flight patterns.
But that's what they do. Yeah. Like, that's their thing. So they're ready to, whatever you have, they have it in the chamber.
Well, I said
if you're not ready for the argument, man, it looks like they know what they're talking about.
But when I said, when you chart a flight from here to Australia, you have to take into account the curvature of the Earth. And he said, yeah, but a lot of pilots are speaking up about this now because they're just being sent on secure. So they're being sent on routes that
they're all
have
in
to be
it.
that long. I see. So they're all in on it. And also all that fuel.
Have you ever seen you should show this to Sam on your show. There's a video of this. He's a big flat earther. And he's like, he set a date. He's like, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to get up before sunrise. And he has this tool that shows like the Earth. He said it's going to show it just goes up and down and not like, and he's like, with the curve. And it curves, and you just hear him go, shit. He goes, shit. And the camera shuts off.
You could also set up lasers. You can shoot a laser through a hole. If everything was flat, you could, and, this guy, this flat earther, nice guy. I don't want to out these guys.
No, they're idiots.
But he apparently the laser was.
Tweaked. There you go.
So sometimes things get tweaked.
See, I like this use on World Star. It says Flat Earther gets a wake up call.
It's a great headline.
You live on World Star.
It's a great.
But I shouldn't have to talk about it.
Yeah. It's fun though, right?
Yeah.
It was fun probably the first 4 episodes.
Well, I love Sam. Sometimes Sam and I just bullshit.
Yeah.
Because he's
not always conspiracy.
Sam Tripoli is a great comic.
Legend.
He's
great.
fucking, it's like Steve too. Like we did a live podcast in Nashville for Big and Hungry. And Steve is on stage. Now, Steve's been doing stand-up for 25 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when you see that motherfucker improvise with an audience, I was watching him and I was like, you'll love this guy. I look at him and I'm like, this motherfucker is so good. Yeah. He's been doing this for 25 years. So he's got a bag of tricks that is, it's bigger than Santa's bag. He can just pull out and just come up with whatever.
Quick.
And then a guy named Theo Vaughn came on in the last 15 minutes.
You guys aren't ready for that smoke.
I mean, that dude will come on and just start saying crazy shit.
And if he's on, you're just like, I don't have the same wavelength that he's on.
Oh my God.
We'll do King of Things sometimes, and like, a guest will do a submission, and he's just firing away. I'm like, my brain doesn't work like his.
My God.
Like his
it's
reference.
Crazy, but it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And the references are so but interesting and like out of left field, and you're like,
He said to me, I was talking like this, and I said, yeah. And he goes, you sound like a guy who's coming out from behind a curtain in a castle right now. What the? He's just fucking
But it
hilarious.
makes sense.
Oh, god damn, he's fucking hilarious.
He's great.
He moved to Nashville, bought a house, or
He's
looking
in-
at buying a
He's
house.
looking at he's looking at property.
Because you were thinking about buying a house.
Well, there's Nashville and there's Austin. I was in Texas
Oh, okay.
in a blizzard, and
and no power.
now a couple things about Texas. Texas is great. Now come talk to me, and you know this in June, July, and August, and September.
Yeah.
Because if you think you know hot,
Daddy, I'm
well,
in the
you're
val-
from Arizona.
I'm from Arizona,
He's
yeah.
from
But
Arizona.
here's the difference.
And I'm in the
Arizona's
valley,
dry.
though.
Dry.
Texas gets all kinds of
Humidity.
Yeah.
Houston, I can't fuck with. Houston in
No,
the summer,
you're walking through
when I did the
pea soup,
improv in like
pea soup.
July, you're
Yeah.
like, you can't really even go out. Like, it's different than Vegas. It's
Oh.
like, you ruins your clothes.
Oh.
You
Sweat.
feel bad for your shoes.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
for real?
Oh.
The ground's so hot.
August in San Antonio, the woman sees me walking out of the hotel, and she goes, "Where are you going?" I go, "I'm walking to Starbucks," and she said, "Starbucks is almost a half a mile away." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "You're not walking to Starbucks," and I go, "I am." She goes, "Oh, it's too hot, hon," and I go, "I've lived in Saudi Arabia." I took about 10 steps. I was like, "Hey man, it's burning my back!" Right? Fucking, I'm in the center
Just
of
gets
the.
beat
Is
up
this
by
the
the-
center of the sun? What the fuck is going on?
But-
and then I got hit by locusts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had a locust.
But the thing is, like last summer in Woodland Hills, we reached
yeah.
116,
Yeah.
115, and it's like hot,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Like you came, like even the pool's not comfortable. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
hot. Like walking to the pool, you're 3rd-degree burns. Your sandals burn. Like it's just like I'm just gonna stay inside.
Yeah. It's too hot to swim.
Yeah, I can deal with hot. I can't deal with humidity though.
Yeah. That's the
like
worst.
Florida,
Yeah. Dry
Louisiana.
heat. Dry heat all day for me.
Dry heat all
I
day.
could take dry heat.
Yeah.
That humidity.
I was down in Miami, and from my hotel room, I watched a shark swim.
You're lying.
You know what?
You're 100.
You know what?
And I'm fine with it.
No, you know what?
That was all.
I
It's
swear
no,
to you,
finish it.
it's
I
so
know I'm too
funny.
long.
No,
No.
it's so funny how connected we
That's
are.
not-
Because I literally was going to go like this. I was going to go like this.
Go
I go,
ahead, finish.
you're going to think I'm lying, and I would be lying, and I'm a liar.
lying.
However,
Remember when you caught me with the mountain lion lie to you and Rogan?
oh, that was the greatest. Yeah, Brandon goes, dude, this is a great.
I see all sorts of animals.
Yeah, he goes, I see.
But
see
they were.
fucking-
I wasn't getting the reaction I needed out of
see-
them.
I
I was
see- I
like
see
bobcats,
coyotes,
coyotes, rattlesnakes,
Right,
and then they're like,
he goes-
oh, cool.
and
And
he
I
goes,
go,
I see mountain lions all the time. And I go like this, I stop and I go, yeah. No, you don't.
and Rogan goes,
And he goes, and he
I double
no,
down.
I do. No, I have. I swear to God. I go, I know you swear to God. I know you swear to God. Here's the thing, you're talking to me. You gotta take a deep breath now. Take a deep breath because you're lying.
Rogan's just silent the whole time. Rogan goes, you didn't see mountain lions, man. I go, they're around there though.
They're around.
He goes,
They're
yeah,
around.
you've never seen one. I go,
You just listed up all the animals.
I want the reaction out of them.
You mumbled something like that. You go, I've seen tracks. You haven't.
He mumbled it.
Those neither. You don't know what they look like. Because yeah.
So you saw a shark in Miami?
Yeah, no. Let me finish.
I'm in my balcony and I look down and I saw a manatee first. A manatee. And
Even that's tough to believe.
sea cows, and manatee, and they just sit there, and they're just like logs. Yeah, I was looking down, and then I saw swimming. Yeah, right. I saw. You guys can fuck off. I saw a shadow, and it was coming, and I was like, "Get out of the water!"
From your balcony?
Did he look up?
No, because I was on floor 36, but her point is, I saw a shadow coming at the guy. I don't have to prove shit to you guys. And then the shadow was like this, and I was like, get out! And then the shadow it changed direction. All right, guys, I'll see you later, man.
I saw a mountain
How about when I got off stage at the Laugh Factory? Right away, you go, bro, I figured out what you look like. I'm like, what? This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, what? You're like, you look like a Rottweiler who got his shit together.
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do, bro. Look.